Semiconductors. They are the backbone of our entire society. We have chips in everything we do. We have chips in our phones, our computers, our iPads. We have chips in our cars. We have chips in everything. Maybe not in our bodies, but that is probably something that may happen in the future. Who knows? But here is the thing, semiconductors are in everything. And if you don't have any money in some of these semiconductor companies or ETFs, you may be missing out. But most ETFs, most big growth ETFs, or even the S&P 500 do have these semiconductor companies in it. But if you want a little bit more, today we're going to be talking about 4 different semiconductor ETFs that you could add a bigger concentration into this market. Now, these ETFs do track a lot of companies that are building the AI centers, that are building more and more of the semiconductors that fund and power the entire world. And so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the biggest ones, the ones that you may want to add into your portfolio, and each one is different in the way they have built. Each one has different year-to-date numbers, total return numbers, and even top holdings. We're going to be talking about SMH, SOXX, X, SD, and PSI. Now, these are the 4 ETFs we're going to be talking about, and so let's dive in.
This video is purely educational content. It should not be considered personal finance advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and I don't know your financial situation, risk tolerance, or even investment goals. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and always do your own research and consider consulting with a qualified financial professional before making any investment. All right, let's get on to the video.
Hey guys, my name is Steve, and I run the Frugal Expat website where we try to help people save more and invest better. Today we're talking about 4 of the best semiconductor ETFs that you could add to your portfolio. And some of them have been doing so good in the last 5-10 years. Some of them, even today, are killing it in the year to date. And this one could be a big surprise, and we'll talk about that at the very end to see which one is crushing it in 2026. ETF number 1 is going to be SMH. Now, SMH is a VanEck semiconductor ETF. This is probably the most famous semiconductor ETF on the market. It tracks the NVIS US listed semiconductor index. This has got about 25 to 26 different holdings. It has an expense ratio of 0.35%, meaning it costs $35 for every $10,000 invested. It's got about $35 to $40 billion in assets under management, and it's market weighted, which is a little bit different than all the others. Now, we're talking about some of the big companies out there. We're talking about Nvidia has about like 17-18% in this ETF. We're talking about TSMC about 11 to 12%. We have Micron and Broadcom being the top 4 in this ETF. Now, the top 10 in this ETF make up about 75% of this ETF. So it's very highly concentrated in those top 10 holdings. And so that's something to think about. If you want a piece of the top 10 holdings, well, you can get it right here in this ETF. Now, obviously, this has had some pretty good returns in the past. 2022, it was down 33%. In about 2023, it was up 73%. 2024, it was up 39%. 2025, it was up 49%. And for the last 10 years, it's done an average of 31.83%. And so this is a great ETF that's been going up and down. And the cool thing is, if you would have invested $10,000 maybe 10 years ago, it would have grown to about $160,000. Or if you would have put in $100,000, it would have been like $1.6 million. So this ETF has some of the best chip companies out there with, Taiwan Semiconductors makes most of the chips in the world. And so you're getting some great chips. You're getting memory with Micron, you get Nvidia that designs AI chips. And so there's a plethora of some great chip companies in this ETF. Now let's talk about ETF number 2. ETF number 2 is going to be SOXX, which is the iShares Semiconductor ETF from BlackRock. Now this ETF is very similar to SMH. It's global. It's got about 30 to 40 different companies within this ETF. Right now it's sitting at about 37. It tracks the New York Stock Exchange Semiconductor Index. And so it also has a 0.35% expense ratio, meaning it costs about $35 for every $10,000 invested. Now this portfolio is a little bit different. It doesn't have have Taiwan Semiconductors ranked as high, but it's also got about 37 different companies, and it's got not just market weighted, but like a market weighted cap. So each individual cannot bypass 11%, meaning it shows that the top 10 only make up about 56% of the portfolio. And the top holdings are going to be Micron, it's going to be Applied Materials, and then you got Nvidia and then AMD following that. Year to date, it is up about 13.31%, while SMH was doing about 9.57%, and so this one is up pretty good year to date. In the past, the numbers haven't been as good as SMH. I mean, it was in 2022, it was down 35%. In 2023, it was up about 60%. In 2024, it was up close to 13%. It was like 12.9%. And in 2025, it was up 40%. The 10-year total return average has been about 28.6%, and so it's done pretty good over the 10 years, but just not as good as SMH. SMH is a little bit more concentrated. This one is a little bit more diversified. So if you're looking for a little bit more diversification and not so concentrated in those market weighted holdings, this one could be a good one for your portfolio. And we can also see with the year to date being a little bit better with SOXX, that maybe if you're not looking for some of those high market capped holdings, you're getting a more broader and diverse holdings. That when like Nvidia is only flat for like the last 4 to 5 months, you're getting some other holdings that are kind of pushing up the portfolio. And that's the good thing about SOXX. It's got a little bit more diversification. So when 1 or 2 companies is not driving the performance, you're getting a little bit more performance out of it. And that's why SOXX is beating SMH for year to date. Hey guys, if you really like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And one place I really love to research these ETFs is Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha is a great place where I do my research, I read articles, I see the charts about like the year to date to 1 year, and I can compare things to it. I see the strategies, and I see which ones could be a good buy for my portfolio. And also a great place that I can research and see which ones could be a good place for your portfolio. Now, of course, there is a free plan, and some of the places you may not get all the information, but if you really want to dive in deep, a pro plan is probably one of the best things you can do. I have a pro plan, and you could too. I'm gonna leave my link in the description down below and in the pinned comments. You can click on it, get a 30% discount, and so that's a discount for you, and hopefully you can take advantage of learning and researching more and more about these ETFs. All right, let's get back to the video. Our next ETF is gonna be XSD, which is the Spider S&P Semiconductor ETF. Now, this ETF is by State Street. It tracks the S&P Semiconductor Index, so it's got about 45 different holdings. It's got an expense ratio of 0.35%, just like the other two, and that means it costs about $35 for every $10,000 invested. Now, the difference between this one and the other two is this is US focus only, so it's only US companies, so no TSMC and no ASML. This one also is focused on having not only a market weighted, but it's an equal weighted, so each holding has an equal weighting within the portfolio. Now, if you were to take a look at the holdings, some of them are adjusting, but every quarter it's going to make sure that it's equally weighted. The top 3 holdings within this portfolio are Micron, it's going to be Silicon Laboratories, and Macon Technology Solutions. These are the top 3 holdings within this portfolio. Now, year to date, it's up about 4.18%, so it's not as good as the other two. And the 10-year average is sitting at about 22.96%. So the 10-year average is not as good as an SMH or an SOXX. Now, this portfolio is done with a different strategy. First of all, it's got a little bit more holdings, about 45. They're all US based, and they're all equally weighted. So it's not allowing some of those huge mega cap ones to just skyrocket. It's trimming some of those high performing ones and putting more money into some of the ones that are not doing as well. So the hope is, with a very balanced approach, that some of them at the bottom will outperform, and so you're hoping that the entire portfolio will do well in the process. Now, it's lagged behind some of the ones that have more Nvidia and Micron as the top ones, but you're seeing Micron is #1 in this portfolio, and it's doing pretty well. So you're seeing a more balanced approach. Now, is this the one from you? Maybe, maybe not. But we have one more ETF to talk about. ETF number 4 is going to be PSI, which is the Invesco Dynamic Semiconductor ETF. Now, this ETF does track the Dynamic Semiconductor Intellidex Index. Now, what the strategy does, it has a multi-factor quantitative strategy. So it's going to look at momentum factors, it's going to look at financial factors, it's going to look at value factors, and it's going to look at seeing if these holdings are going to go and do well in the future. And so we're looking at different factors. And so with Invesco and doing those dynamic ones, it's got some other great momentum ETFs like an SPMO and an IDMO. And so this ETF is doing a similar thing, but it's looking at more of a dynamic factors and creating a portfolio based upon that. Now it's got around 30 different holdings, and with this ETF, it does have an expense ratio of 0.56%, meaning it costs about $56 for every $10,000 invested. It's the most expensive on this list, but it's also been doing pretty well year to date. Year to date performance is sitting at about 25.61%, and a 10-year average is sitting at about 28.26% or 28.2% over the last 10 years. The top 10 concentration sitting at about 45%, so it's not super concentrated, but it's giving you some balance and it's allowing the portfolio to perform very well while also rotating out ones that are not doing well and rotating in. With this one, you're going to get Micron, we're going to get Lam Research, and Ultra Clean Holdings as part of these top 3 holdings within this portfolio. Now, when we're looking at the long term, this ETF does match very close to SOXX. It is multi-factored, and so if you're looking for maybe a different strategy, more US based, and seeing kind of that momentum strategy, PSI kind of fits those bills. Now, it does have a more expensive expense ratio, and so maybe that's why it could be lagging a little bit behind SOXX. It's also more US based and doesn't have some of those international companies in it, and so that could be also part of the portfolio that you may not like or you may like more. So it's looking at a smart beta approach. It's looking for those that could be a winner in the future, and so that could be a good thing that you may want. Now, personally, I like the SMH and the SOXX because I like Taiwan Semiconductors and also ASML, but that's me. And so if you're looking for a good momentum kind of factored and dynamic factored ETF that tracks semiconductors, PSI could be that one for you. Now, which ETF is perfect for your portfolio? Now, if you are looking for a more concentrated and long-term performance-wise, SMH would be the ETF for you. It's very concentrated in the top 10 with about 75% of the portfolio in that top 10, and it's done pretty well over the last 10 years, doing an average return of about 31.8%. And so this one could be a good one for you. If you're looking for a broad and not as much concentrated in that market, SOXX could be the ETF for you. It's got the second best total returns over the last 10 years, and it's also doing pretty good for year to date. This one could be the one for your portfolio. If you're looking for more companies and more equally weighted, XSD could be the ETF for you. Now, the total return may not be as good, the year to date may not be as good, but it gives you a very good diversification with all the holdings. This could be a good one for you. If you're looking for one that's more dynamic, more momentum factored one, and looking for those future winners, PSI could be that ETF for you. Now, year to date, it's up 25%. It was at one point up 27%, but I mean, it's looking at some of those that could be winners for the future. This has got probably the third best total performance, but it's a great one that if you're looking into some of those momentum factor ones, this could be the ETF for you. For me, the one that I continue to invest in is SMH. I like it. I've been investing in it for years, and it continues to be a good one that I continue to put more money into it. It may not be doing as well year to date, and that's because Nvidia is down, but I continue to put more money into it. Let me know in the comments, which ETF are you looking at holding? Which one do you like most about the semiconductor ones? Are there ETFs that I should be adding to this list? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to check out this video up here about the 6 ETFs that are soaring in 2026. All right, I'll see you guys in our next video.